everyone, welcome back to In a Pinch with Jesus Zen. I'm Jesus Zen from snuffhouse.com. All names have been changed to protect the innocent. Alright, so I've had a bunch of requests for this particular review, and it might be like a reaction video kind of thing people are looking for. I might let you down with that because I'm pretty familiar with this stuff. We're talking about Dholakia White. I haven't used this in a while, but early into my snuffing career, snuffing experience, I used a lot of it because I was coming off of vaping habit that I used to recover from my cigarette smoking. The vaping brought my nicotine tolerance just through the roof, and as much as I was loving snuff when I was first getting into it, there just wasn't a whole lot of snuff that would really satisfy that level of nicotine craving. So for me, Indian Whites kind of started filling the gap, and it was Dholakia White, 41 photo elephant, and 6 photo cheetah. There was one guy on Snuff House, Basement Shaman, who talked me through Indian Whites, and told me they're really not as bad as people make them out to be, and a lot of times when people freak out when they take them, it's more it's more a thing of suggestion than reality. Whites are definitely they're challenging to take, and they're never going to be comfortable to take, but they don't have to be horrid. Like any other grind or moisture content, you can find ways to take it that suit you better. So as far as the Dholakia White, which this tin is also in the grab bag for the 2016 giveaway. I'm going to keep giving shout outs for that until I get a few more entries before it's over. You guys got 7 days now. 7 days. If I can catch this effect on camera, this stuff is so fine and dry. When you open it, the camera didn't get it. Sometimes it'll almost look like smoke coming off the top of it, the dust rising off it. If you can see, Dholakia White, like the rest of the Indian White snuffs, let me see if I can get the camera to focus. The camera is not focusing too well today. It's the second time I've tried to do this video. It just doesn't want to focus for me. But if you can see, it's more like a really light beige. It's like a shade lighter than Goth Hogarth Irish D. A couple of shades lighter than most of the high dry toast, Irish high toast. But it's not white. It's as fine as it gets. It's as dry as it gets. This stuff really is like the dust that settles in my hair after a day of working at the pine factory. If you get this stuff like in a sweater, it's not going to rub out. If that gives any idea, this stuff is just so fine and so dry. Smelling the tin, for me, really there isn't one. There's a little bit of like a woody kind of smell, but even with that, I might be using my imagination. There is a little bit of a smell in the nose. Though still not much, and I'll tell you, there is no good universal method for taking any of the Indian Whites. Some people have better luck pinching, some people have better luck boxcarring or taking bumps off the back of their hand. There's two things I've done, and I'll do it one way in this video, and then I'll do it the other way in the 6 photo cheetah video I'm going to do next. But what I did for the longest time, and it took some getting used to, but I would just, if you can see it. Yeah, I don't know why the camera's suddenly not wanting to focus today. But I'll take a spoon for each nostril, just gently. Alright, so if you can see, got a little bit of redness going on in the face, but it's really not like horribly bad. And a lot of it's just technique. I don't know. It's never going to be comfortable, but it doesn't have to be horrid. Just be respectful with it the first time you're trying it. Definitely don't try to hawk it up there. This stuff will cause massive discomfort if you try to take this, say, the way you would take a Blue Crest or something like that. You have to. It's our puppy. I'm all kinds of on track or off track. This was supposed to be a quick review. In the nose, a sharp, quick burn. It does happen to go right where it's supposed to. For some reason, I have had better luck with Indian whites getting to sit where they're supposed to than I ever had with toast. With toast, to this day, and toast are part of my daily regime. They'll still go to the back of my throat sometimes. Indian whites, maybe it's because I'm being extra careful with them, out of caution. They tend to just kind of go right there where you want them. The scent of this one is not especially strong. They're a little woody, and what I would describe as like a sweat kind of smell, which sounds really unappealing. A lot of people talk about like a fishy smell, and I don't get that at all. It's like the smell of sweat, and not necessarily unpleasant. It smells like in my 20s, I used to go to a lot of outdoor concerts and festivals and stuff like that. And the smell in the summer of being around a whole bunch of people outside is kind of what it smells like. But even that, it's not a strong smell. But again, if you're taking an Indian white, you're not taking it because you're looking for an enjoyable or complex snuff experience. You're taking it because you need lots of nicotine, and you get that. With Dholakia White, the 6-photo Cheetah, and 41-photo Elephant. I don't have any 41-photo Elephant left to review for you. I can tell you it's almost identical to the Dholakia White, but the scent is even less apparent to me, anyways. So that's about it. I stopped using any of the whites quite a while ago. I went through a lot of these early on. 4 or 5 orders in a row. I would order a couple of these, and I never took them exclusively because I realized right away that if I just used Indian whites, my nicotine tolerance was going to go even higher, which was not a goal of mine. I was trying to lower my nicotine tolerance. So that's something to consider if you guys are, if your goal is to come off of cigarettes or come off of vaping and lower your nicotine tolerance. Any of the Indian whites are useful for that in the beginning if you use them sparingly. But if you get right into using Indian whites and settle on those, your tolerance will probably actually go up. And there is no snuff that isn't an Indian white that's going to satisfy that for you, save for maybe Toke Rustica. But it all comes down to what you're looking for. I don't know. It's not horrible stuff. It's just it's not the direction I wanted to go. There's not a whole lot to it. It's utility snuff. You can mix it in with other snuffs. I'd never had a whole lot of success doing that. It seemed like it would always settle to the bottom eventually of whatever I tried mixing it into. But I did do for a long time when I started getting really into Blue Crest, which I never fell out of love with. Blue Crest is still my favorite all-day snuff. But I would take a pinch of Blue Crest and follow it up with a bump of Dholakia White. For a long time, that was my morning. I'm all burpy. My morning blend. But then, like I said, after a while, I kind of started phasing out the Indian whites as my nicotine tolerance started going lower, and they became less and less necessary. But for those of you just getting into snuff, like I said, and if you're coming from a heavier nicotine habit, you're gonna have times where, like, man, you just really need that quick pump of nicotine, and for that, this stuff is perfect. Again, it's in the grab bag, so if you haven't tried an Indian white and you want to try an Indian white, a good opportunity would be potentially winning my giveaway. I'm still looking for entries. So way off track. I've said more than I had to say about that. So hope you guys are having a safe night. God bless and salute.